All right, first I'm gonna spray this pan with some avocado oil so it doesn't stick. And then we're gonna season up this chicken because we're making sour cream chicken enchiladas tonight for dinner. So I'm gonna use some salt, some black pepper, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some ground cumin, and some paprika. If you noticed at the beginning of the video, I try to get as much moisture off the bottom of this bowl and off the chicken as I could. I did not put oil on this chicken because I'm trying to get the skin to be nice and crispy in the oven. I also don't tie the chicken's leg either. Okay, I'm gonna preheat the oven to 475. It's gonna bake for 15 minutes at that temperature. And then after 15 minutes, I'm gonna turn the oven down to 375, and then it's gonna bake for another 45 to 50 minutes at that temperature. Okay, the oven is at 475, so I'm gonna put this in, and then I'm gonna set the timer for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and lower it down to 375.
Okay, Mom. Okay, Mommy. Mom.
All right, we'll be back in 15 minutes.
Okay.
This is my bone bag, so I'm gonna peel this chicken and put all the bones in here for later because I'm going to make some chicken broth with all the bones when I get enough. Yes, I do keep this bag in the freezer, so don't worry. It is also okay to have a little bit of meat left on the bones. There's nothing to worry about. You're gonna sift the liquid anyway when you're done making the broth. My goal here is just to try to get as much of the meat off the bones right now as possible, and then I'm gonna go back through and shred all of this chicken as finely as I would like it for my enchiladas. Okay, I'm going through this size one more time just to make sure everything's even. Then I'm going to put it in this bowl so I can reuse this dish to make the actual enchiladas. I'm going to give it all a good mix to make sure the seasonings are evenly dispersed throughout all of the chicken.
Okay, so I'm gonna make the sour cream chicken enchilada sauce. So you're gonna need a fourth a cup of butter. So I need a knife. There's our butter knife. And you're gonna wanna put your saucepan on medium to low heat. There's room in there. We're gonna put it in there. It will fit. Put the butter in, we're gonna let it melt, and then we're gonna add some flour, 1/4 cup of flour, and make a little roux with it. Okay. I know I said we were gonna make a roux with this. Not sure if that's the correct term, but whatever, I'm not a chef. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, while that is melting, I'm gonna get the flour. There is the flour. Let's turn this on so I can see. It's like watching boiling water. It doesn't want to melt now that I'm watching it. Melt! Alright, the butter has melted. So we're gonna put the flour in there and mix, mix, mix until it has a light golden brown look to it. And then we're going to let it simmer for just a minute while stirring because you don't want it to burn, because then you'll be able to taste that later. When this is ready, I'm going to add broth. All I have is vegetable broth right now, but you can add chicken broth or beef broth. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you like, just put in there. All right. This is starting to look good. I can smell the flour, so that means that it's ready. Okay, shake that. I'm gonna reuse that cup. You need a cup of broth. So I'm gonna do a fourth really fast and then get this mixed in so it stops cooking. There it goes. You can see it's thickening. It's thickening. All right, we need more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Mix that together. I'm that type of cook that I prefer to use the stuff that I have in the house. I typically don't use like the correct ingredients all the time. Like, let's say this was supposed to be chicken broth, but I used vegetable because that's what I had. And also with the cheese, it asks for Monterey Jack cheese, but I have sharp cheddar cheese, and I really don't care. I'm gonna use sharp cheddar cheese because that's what we have. I'm not gonna go to the grocery store to get like 2 things when I have pretty much literally everything else. All right, so that's looking pretty good, looking saucy. I'm gonna turn the heat down to low. Where's the opening? I'm gonna add some green chilies to this. They're diced green chilies. You can get it in mild, medium, or hot. Most of the time, I'm assuming this is just regular mild because it doesn't have, usually it says mild, medium, or hot on it. I'm going to assume this is mild because it doesn't have anything on there. So give that a good mix. I'm gonna rinse this off because now we need a cup of sour cream to go with this. I like putting my dirty dishes and silverware on here because it's easier for me to just clean this one spot than it is for me to clean the entire countertop. All right, we need 1 cup. This is 1/4 of a cup. So I'm gonna need 4 of these, and I'm doing heaping portions because I have toddlers, and if there's even a remote amount of spice to this, they will not eat it. Basically, I'm gonna use this whole thing. Okay, let's get the last of it out. Waste not, want not. I hate wasting food. Okay, we have a little bit left in there. I'm gonna actually add a little bit of sea salt to it too because I like salt. And so does my family. So I'm gonna put a little salt in there. And then we're gonna mix it. Gonna turn up the heat just a little bit. Whoop. Okay, so you can either keep it this thick or dilute it a little bit. I think I'm gonna dilute it because I have a pretty big pan that I am filling up. So I'm gonna put a little bit more vegetable broth in that. Okay, I'm gonna do just a little bit at a time and just check the consistency as we go because I don't want it like too diluted. Actually, that looks pretty good now. That looks perfect. All right, so your sour cream sauce is now done, so now we can layer up our chicken enchiladas. I'm gonna turn this oven off now, or the stove, I mean. Okay, so I have the same baking dish as earlier. I just gave it a quick little rinse because I'm using it again. So I have avocado spray. I'm gonna spray the bottom of this. Normally you can put some of the sauce in the bottom, but I like the bottom to kind of be a little crispy. So I'm gonna just spray that a little bit. All right, I do not roll up enchiladas. I layer it up like lasagna because it makes my life easier. And if something makes my life easier, I'm gonna freaking do it. All right, chicken. A nice little layer, make sure there's a chunk in every spot because no one likes getting a random chunk that has literally nothing in it. Get the corners. We may or may not use all of this chicken. It really depends. Alright, that looks good. Okay, now I'm gonna do the sauce. It's kind of hot, so I don't want to touch it. Oh, fuck it. Use this hand. Making a mess. Okay. Spread it about. Make sure it's everywhere. Okay. Cheese. Like I said earlier, I do not have Monterey Jack cheese. I have sharp cheddar, so I'm going to use that. Do a nice layer. It doesn't need to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Why does our food have to be? That looks good. All right, another layer. Okay, this time I'm gonna like split one of these in. I'm gonna do a fourth. It's not like a fuck ton of tortillas. Put them right there. Okay, more chicken. I'm gonna just do the 2 layers with the chicken. Call it good with that. Because I don't want it overflowing. Because no one likes cleaning up a mess in the oven. I certainly don't. I fucking hate cleaning the oven. It sucks. Alright, I'm gonna just push it down a little bit. Get those juices kind of everywhere. Okay. Some more sauce. I'm gonna put it in the middle this time. Make it easier for me to spread over. Don't forget to save a little bit for the top, okay? Because you need some for the top. Alright, that looks good. Some more cheese. Okay. The last layer. Uh-oh. I need another tortilla. Push it down. Okay. The rest of the sauce. Okay. I don't know what I'm singing. No idea. Don't know. Don't ask. Spread it around. This tortilla is moving. Let's get it a little damp on the bottom. Hopefully it'll stick a little better. Okay. Now, more cheese. If you couldn't tell, we like cheese in this house. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, well, shit. I'm gonna eat shit on this mat that we have in the kitchen. Okay. now this is ready for when my husband gets home, and then I will be working. So he will have to put it in the oven. All right. You want to put this in the oven at 350. Let me check. No, I lied. 400 for 20 minutes. Until it's nice and bubbly. Okay, guys, until it's done, this is what it looks like. We'll see y'all later.